He got it!
Nice!
Oh! What happened to my drag? My line was wrapped! Alright, so I mean, after the excitement of day one of getting on the pattern, I think there's something really interesting that happened to us on day two that we can't let the guys miss out on. So we came down on that same kingfish pattern, we jumped on the tide on the right time. We came down, I think we might have had another double up. We caught quite a few, I think we caught about 6 or 8 on our way down there. But on day one, as we came down to the lowest point, I think that we found most activity. We noticed the mullet going crazy. They were running every which way and we didn't get a strike there. But what happened on day two?
Well, look, it's such a good area because what happens, the main channel or the main current cuts across a point, and then it forms a bit of an eddy which kind of traps the fresher, dirtier water in there. And it seemed like there was a lot happening in that section. And as you mentioned, the day before, when we were catching those black-tip kingies, we had a couple of follows from what were sure enough GTs, and they were slightly better GTs. So, yeah.
I think I said to you, and I think it's on the video, I just said to you, we're in the zone now. And you threw one with the bucktail a long way, I think. And then you said, whoa, hang on, because your rod almost bent double.
You just said to Devon, this was the zone, this was a nice one.
He was exactly where he was supposed to. This might take a while. Been using this XR6. Great success. Perfect profile, little mullet size bait. You'll need really light gear to do this type of fishing successfully. Light lines, light leaders, very soft rods, soft actions, small reels. Haven't seen the fish yet. Hoping for a GT, I haven't got one yet. Hooked and lost a nice big eye on the first day, so I'd like to get this one. Oops, daisy. Not interested in that.
That's how we lost that one on the first day, was rushing it a little bit.
Well,
the better thing is take your time. Just said to you, this is the zone. And when she sure you got lots of hooks in it?
Nah, I don't know how he ate it. Haven't seen it yet.
Also haven't seen
Might just have one in it.
Just saw a little flash and I looked at it. Just keep off the back.
Yeah, as much as possible. I don't know if there's crab below us. Yeah, so I think a 20 kilo one of this. Look at this, I'm just digging down and just can't turn them, and I'm very scared. I've only got a 7-pound leader on here, so I really want to not mess this up.
If you want me to net it.
All good. Must be a GT there from a different cloth.
Oh yes, oh yes, that is good.
Oh yeah, it is a GT. There's one with him. There's one with him. Look,
It's a shark.
It's a bigger one. It's a bigger one.
It's a shark.
Cast him. Just drop it in there. Just drop it in right here. Okay. Just drop it. Inject it. Get him. Get him. He got it.
Nice!
Open up.
Oh!
What happened to my drag? My line was wrapped. Oh! Joy and pain in one picture. I got the slightly bigger one too. My line was obviously wrapped around my rod tip. It couldn't release.
There's your bait. Get your bait back. So yeah, that fish was swimming along. It was bigger than this one. It was clear as day what to do there. Just get a bait in the water, work it. He came from 4 meters away and smashed it. Yeah, man. Wow.
Wow, that was fun.
That was something else.
Wow. I can't believe that. I just worked the jerk a little bit around Divon's fish, and the one that was with him just came up and killed it.
Sorry.
Woo! Now that is fun.
Beautiful GT.
Beautiful, dude.
He absolutely choked that
And that
extra.
should have been our second double up of the trip. But for a bit of bad fishing from me. Yo, well
Look
done.
where that
dude.
bait's
That's a
it.
beautiful fish.
That bait's right in the back of there.
He ate that thing.
He choked it right inside it. Lovely.
He needs
Absolutely lovely. Yes, I'll need the pliers.
pliers. Got him. Can't believe I
GT, one last look. Get him back quickly.
Epic.
Lovely. That was beautiful.
Sorry I didn't come through.
No. Jeez, we'll get more. That was lovely.
I should have come through there, bro. How long was that?
Yeah, it was on the X-Rap in fact, and after the second jerk, I knew exactly that this wasn't just one of those little black tips. This was definitely a better fish, and he didn't give too much resistance initially, but when he got to the boat, it was typical GT fashion, trying to get down to the hole he lives in. And it was quite a long fight, and as soon as we got him to the boat, there was another one alongside him.
That's right.
There was a bigger one.
Kind of looked down, and there was a much bigger shape under him. And you said to me I was ill prepared because I was casting off the other way of the boat. But we turned around and saw this fish, and I flipped over my SD3 and jerked it in front of him, and saw one of the most epic things I've ever seen, which was a Sizer GT just come up and smoke it.
He came from far away.
I was ill prepared. Oh! What happened to my drag? I'm not sure if my line was wrapped. My line was wrapped around one of my eyes, or if I hadn't loosened my drag enough. I don't know what it was. It was definitely the biggest fish I would have caught on that trip. And he took it and took off, and he broke that line like a gunshot.
Yep.
It was heartbreak, and you were landing a quality GT.
Yeah.
You just netted it, and I was watching that one disappear off with my bait at the same time. And that's the kind of fireworks.
Back, didn't we?
Yeah, and that was, I think, just part of the magic of the place. That, I looked up, I was crying down in my lap, and I looked up, and sure enough, he had spat the bait 20 meters upstream, and we managed to get it back. So at least there wasn't a GT with a jerk bait in his mouth. But you seem to turn the volume up on that next session, because you got into a couple of other things.
Yeah, so that area turned out to be really good to us. And I mean, in the past on previous trips also, I've done really good in that area. So I kind of knew that it was a good zone to be in. So I think it was the following day, once again saw the really big mullet jumping. And I mentioned to Chris, you know what, I've kind of seen this before. Normally when this happens, there are a bunch of big springer around. And it was literally the next cast. Went tight, wasn't looking, and he jumped out, and I thought I'd got a positive ID on him. I mean, it's either going to be a springer or queenfish. And when he got closer, I was a bit confused because he looked a bit broader than a standard springer. But yeah, it turned out to be a very good fish that I was very grateful for, because you don't get a lot of those. Even though it was a small one, we've got some really big ones out of there before, but not on bait. So this was one of my better ones that I've managed to get on a hard spot bait, and those are always special.
Springer. That's exactly what you called.
Chris and I were just talking about the possibility of getting a springer. Saw some big mullet jumping and literally cast later, went on with a springer.
Take your time, bro.
What is it? Is it a springer? Is it a queenfish maybe?
Maybe it's a queenie.
Looks like a queenie. A bit broad for a springer.
I didn't see the
Get a
jump.
look at him.
It is.
No, it is a springer.
Yeah.
It is. If you want to get them out quickly, they don't last very well. Just with the net, I suppose.
Nice fish. Oh, that's a nice fish.
Beauty. Get the pliers quick.
Pretty fish.
Way on the crisp. Look over there quickly. Huh? That is just gorgeous. Let's get it back in.
A nice fish.
Lovely springer. They don't keep very well, so we just want to get it back.